Today's AskReddit post. What are the awkward parts of sex that no one really talks about? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. The come walk over to the toilet. Come walk to the toilet. New band name. I call it Andy Dwyer. Clean up after. Hand me something. Toss his shirt. Edit. My first awards and it's all thanks to sex. That was my favorite Perry the Platypus shirt. You can call him Agent P. He is Agent Come Wipe right now though. Banging on an empty stomach. After a few beers and hearing the slosh 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 of the liquid in your stomach's bouncing around. I'll take that over banging on a freshly full. Ate way too much to be doing this stomach. I knew taking a Tinder date to an Indian buffet wasn't the brightest idea. Who's laying on the wet spot? Edit. Till Ben Shapiro has weak dick game. The name of my autobiography will be Always Laying in the Wet Spot. The pancake expiration date story. I would definitely pick that book up in the store and read the inside of the dust cover jacket. Queefs, farts, strange noises, banging your head into things, getting the wrong hole, missing the hole entirely, how wet everything gets, and that odd time when you or your partner find something funny and have to laugh. Chest farts. They always cause some laughing, which is nice because it makes it tighter until you resume. Edit. One of my highest voted comments is about sex noises. FML. Honestly thought this said cheese farts and after being confused for a few moments I'm laughing uncontrollably. Edit. I love the internet, bless you all for the cheese related intercourse puns. That only happens when the sex is Gouda. I never understood how good a cheese joke could be. My husband has recently been farting every time he has an orgasm. So that's something. Edit. Wow. 14,000 upvotes and 4 awards. For this. Reddit. Your arc. Don't ever change. What better way to announce it than with the human horn? When you think your period ended 2 days ago but when the lights come on the bed looks like it's straight out of a slasher film. The general rule is dick will start your period up to 2 days early and clean out the leftovers up to 2 days after. Username checks out. Trying to find your underwear in the sheets. I need a freaking checklist for what clothing everyone had to start. Everyone. When giving head your jaws starts to cramp but you don't wanna interrupt his flow. As a guy it's always my tongue muscle that somehow cramps up. I always manage to power through it but after a while it's almost like my tongue muscle becomes so exhausted I literally can't use my tongue anymore and it's just kinda chilling in my mouth. That's when you just stick your tongue out and move your head around LMAO. Then you get the neck cramps and a headache. Had a few girlfriends that after they came their legs would lock up. It's too sensitive down there and they want you away but have your head in a deathly vice grip leg lock. Edit. My most upvoted comment is about being choked out by a leg lock while eating pussy. LMAO. Yep, if my tongue starts to lose its groove. What I do is just close my mouth and pucker my lips and continue but I just use my lips instead. I'm not even sure if the girl notices the difference lol. Depends. Do you have a mustache? Trying to take pants off while wearing skinny jeans. I have yet to unlock the secret of how to actually make this sexy and it always take me an uncomfortably long amount of time to get them off lol. You mean legs bicycling wildly in the air trapped in flapping slightly clammy denim isn't hot? Damn. Right? How dare this person ruin my only move. 10 minutes standing over a toilet trying to pee. Same for girls. Praying to pee otherwise for the next whole week you'll pay. This needed to be a part of sex ed. I spent my first couple of sexually active years suffering from constant UTIs or UTI-like symptoms. I went to a doctor about it when I was trying to figure it out, who told me it was normal to feel like I had a UTI after having sex. Bitch please. I don't remember how I figured out peeing right afterward solved my problems. This is the talk all girls need to get. I got 4 UTIs within the first 3 months I started having sex. One day I was getting up to pee every 8 minutes and in obvious discomfort during my chemistry lecture when the girl next to me I had talked to like 3 times before leaned over and was like, "Yuti, do you pee after sex?" And I was freaking mind blown. This needs to be talked about more. The bed noises travel further than expected. My parents don't seem to notice. Edit. Why the hell did I get a wholesome award for that? Edit 2. Now my most liked comment is about my parents having sex. Great. Edit 3. I actually hate all of you. Thanks for the 4000 karma though. Arfik knew. I'm talking about their bed. Edit. Gold. Seriously? Oh. Either you meant they didn't notice your bed creaking. When you are sweating profusely over your partner, I think this is actually super hot. TBH. Not when it drips in your eye. Trust me. Had worse things in my eye. Man. Grinning face with tightly closed eyes. True. I once had a duck buddy who was a total ass but a great duck. But as he was a terrible person I refused to swallow. One time he was almost done, I stopped and it went all in his face and eyes. I could not stop laughing. If your partner ejaculates in you, it's got to go somewhere, often where gravity takes it. Frequently this happens immediately after sex. Often it happens the next day while you're at work speaking to Jackie from procurement about cost savings measures and quote comparisons. Learning about this growing up, I always assumed cum stayed up there and just got absorbed. Like how else are the sperm supposed to reach their destination if they just fall out when you stand up? That's why I only have unprotected sex standing up, and in hot tubs, and during full moons. Werewolf confirmed. You haven't lived until you've had werewolf sex. That moment when you have to put a condom on and either go look for it when other person is waiting or he just put it and you stare. It's far less disruptive when the lady does it. I gotta put it on myself. Maybe it's a foreskin thing but I know the right amount of space to leave and it sucks otherwise. You can do both. Get it started yourself and then all she has to do is roll it down. Trying to reposition while not catching her hair, you dare my load bearing hands. Or when the sheets are slick and you can't find your rhythm cause your legs are sliding back like a dog dragging belly across the floor. When you come first and have to make small talk while the rest of the orgy finishes up, you just cheer on and offer advice to the other participants. Great rhythm. Greg. Samantha. He likes it when you tickle his asshole. Not actually finger it. Can we get a spotter for Luke and Jessica? Are there job openings for spotters at orgies? I have experience. Yes. But be warned. You will be in the splash zone. Awkwardly shuffling over to the tissues at the side of the bed when you're done. Or as a woman, running to the bathroom to wipe away the obnoxious amount of semen your husband implanted into your vagina. Having to get a towel before it all falls out. We keep them by the bed. Call them goo rags. A wipe warmer if you want to be a little more sophisticated. When you first start dirty talking, edit to say, "Wow, thank you internet strangers for all of the upvotes." Second edit to say, "Thank you all for the hilarious dirty talk responses. Made my day. You like that? You ducking retard? You little shit eating goblin. You kiss your mom with those balls? Now I got a mouth for that." I never know when to pay. I love the string of inevitable queefs you get after doggy style. Yup, my husband always pulls out way too fast to change positions so naturally everything fills up with air. Now when we are going to change positions I say remember the correct dismount procedure, so he doesn't make me queef. People knock marriage sex but honestly we love each other and have seen pretty much everything that like met. There's not embarrassment or awkwardness anymore. It's just fun and we can laugh and enjoy ourselves. Edit. Dismount procedure is slowly pulling out to give the vagina, which is very elastic, a chance to go back to its normal shape. Not like super slow, but also not just yanking it out in a split second. If you go too fast you're basically creating a huge vacuum that will of course fill up with air. This is what works for me but all bodies are different. Also, yes, queefs are funny, but also being full of air can be super uncomfortable, especially if you keep going with sex after. So I try to avoid it. Marriage or a long-term partner opens so much more exploration. My first organism with my BF is now my husband. Very attentive and open communication. What did you and your BF name your first organism together? My guess is Caden or Tanner, but I could be wrong. When he's the only one to finish and you feel awkward asking him to do more for you to finish too. I also feel awkward asking my so to stop. I don't think they fully grasp it isn't always going to happen, and it usually has nothing to do with them. I had to teach my husband this. He would feel so guilty if he got off and I didn't. He made me promise very early on that I'd never fake it and just be honest so he can make sure we both enjoy ourselves. And in the end I had to explain fully that there are going to be times when it just isn't going to happen. There might not even be a reason. And it doesn't mean I don't enjoy myself. I don't think it gets talked about enough. Well, female sexuality in general, I think. Thanks a lot. My wife is the same way, but sometimes reading Reddit where everyone apparently has sex all nights and comes 6 times in a row, I sometimes get a bit self-conscious as well. Those people are lying. When you pull a hamstring mid-stroke, as if a stroke wasn't bad enough. This comment had me laughing for a solid minute. The whole first time. I hope to never see that girl again. I'm still embarrassed 10 years later. The smell. Not sex smell but sweat and cramped moisture smell. Semicolon the awkward waddling to go wash up after. Semicolon needing to go wash when your body is literally too crashed to ever wanna move, so you contemplate the concepts of life and death, quantum entanglement and history of geopolitics before finally getting up. Semicolon wanting to shift positions but your partner is still very much enjoying this one. You don't wanna be an asshole and cut her fun, but you can't keep this up much longer. Got when your leg or something starts cramping up but they're super into it. So you do everything in your power to ignore the pain and pray. Oh, got Charlie horse. But they're into it. And just awkwardly stretching the leg off to one side trying to avoid the massive world-ending cramp. I'm 98% sure the positions in the Kama Sutra are just positions you find yourself in when you're trying to relieve a cramp without stopping. My boyfriend was kneeled over me while I laid on the bed and he throat ducked me. He didn't wipe well enough the last time he used a restroom. It was a shitty experience. Pun intended. I hope you stopped. That is a mood killer. When a funny sound happens as a consequence of physical contact, like if I'm sucking her titties and the suction accidentally makes a fart sound, or the thrusting of my dick makes a fart sound. We both heard it, but we're both trying not to laugh because we don't want to kill the mood. Speaking of laughing, when a woman laughs while I'm still inside her, my dick feels like it's gonna retract into my stomach. Why would it retract into your stomach? Is it uncomfortable? It's just a weird feeling. It feels like her vagina is trying to repel my dick. It's not painful or anything. It just gives me pause every time. Do women laugh quite often when you're having sex with them? If you're not laughing while having sex, you're missing out. The awkward stuff is the best. I have 2 single beds next to each other to make a king or queen size. Not sure which one it is. And while we were busy, the beds started to separate and we fell in between getting stuck. I tried squirming back up while we were both laughing, which made getting back up even harder. Man, the awkwardness is great. So glad to see a positive awkward comment here. Me too. The awkwardness is part of it. The amount of cleanup that is necessary. My BF comes a lot. After the first time we had sex, I was walking down his stairs and a flood was unleashed down my legs. I had to awkwardly tell him that I needed to go back upstairs to clean up again before I could go home. Last night, after cleanup, I came back to bed and cuddled up. A few minutes later I sneezed and squirted out a little more on the sheets. I was back up and in the bathroom in seconds. So much cleanup. Are you dating Randy Marsh? There was a ghost. It's ectoplasm. In this thread, literally every minor detail of sex. Apparently all of sex is awkward. It all is really. I've learned you really can take it too seriously if you want it to be fun. If you do it on a waterbed, Newton has a message for you. I had a waterbed for the longest time. Not easy to have sex on. Rhythm was always getting ducked up. Also made more noise than a regular bed. I thank baby Jesus every day I got rid of it. Was a good bed before I started getting girls into it. After not so much. Lots of couch sex. Side note, people still own waterbeds? LOL. We literally just got rid of our waterbed in like March. I hated the damn thing. But my boyfriend refused to give it up. I convinced him that it would be way safer for our newborn to lay on. Fact. Good job, mom. The dehydration. Always keep water nearby. Always. Nose whistling. You have to warm it up first before nasal sex takes place. Dating a squirter is great fun except for the mattress stains. Get a mattress pad or put out some towels. It's not fun explaining it to a new partner. Username checks out. This will probably get buried, but I wanted to share the tale. My boyfriend and I both cook for a living. This happened a few years ago at the beginning of our relationship. He had been working and came over to my house after his shift. We were doing our thing and his hands were in my pants. When things started to heat up, I started feeling a weird tingling down there that I've never experienced before. At first I thought it was my head playing tricks on me. Then before I could piece together what was actually happening, I threw him off of me. My hoo-ha was burning. As I was sprinting to the bathroom I thought, wait, I know this feeling as I'm straddling the faucet the best way I can. He comes in to check on me. I ask him what kind of peppers he was prepping today. Oh shit. I cut and pickled like 3 quarts of jalapenos today. My friends called me pepper pussy for the rest of that summer. Please make sure the capsaicin is off of your hands before you fondle any bits. People, once my ex and I were drinking and he had a boner. For some reason he took the cap to the liquor bottle and put it on the tip of his dick and said it's like a little hat for my wiener. Dot. Followed by pain cries and scrambling to go wash his dick off because there was a bit of alcohol in the cap and he burned his dick hole. When you go down on someone and they didn't wipe very good. I've had toilet paper pieces in my teeth. Grimacing face. When you start having sex in the middle of a movie, and you have to get up mid-sex to turn off the TV. LOL. Oddly specific, I know, but this is something that has happened multiple times, especially when it's a horror movie. Shit is distracting. When she goes down to unbutton your pants but she has to figure out how to get the fanny pack off first. The fanny pack stays on during sex. The dog that tries to get in on the action. When you feel his balls slapping your vag with every thrust. I like that, especially when it's doggy style. I second this. Orgasms galore. If it's silent, she's supposed to be alive. When they're mouth breathers and have to take a gasp after every few minutes of kissing. Cannot unnotice. I move away from the mouth to breathe in. I needed that. Trophy. That some of us may never get it. Your username tells us enough. Not being able to come because you jerk off too much. I had this problem when I lost my virginity couple of months ago. I stopped jerking off at all and now it's better. That was me, but now I bust too quick cause I don't jerk it enough. For duck's sake, now I'm confused. TL. DR. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.